Hey, what's going on, guys? Midnight Houston 7B here. Welcome back to the episode of NASCAR Thunder 2004. This is episode number 108 today for the rest of the Lightning Challenges. Before we even get started with the preseason and, the Bud Shootout for the next episode, I just have to say, of course, as well, I apologize for, the month of August has not been kind to me in any way, shape, or form. Of course, a video will be produced about it pretty soon. Unfortunately, my PC's back at the Geek Squad right now, only because it wasn't really displaying the graphics drivers of the 4080 properly at all there. But it should be fine, though, in the next coming episodes, I want to say. I guess a realistic timetable, I want to say, is probably between after the Bud Shootout and the just right before the Daytona 500, I think is probably when the ETA might be coming, because I'm going to be back on a recording spree, and then once that's done, I will be, transferring everything over to the new PC once again, and hopefully that'll fix everything. But in case you thought I left, I never left. I just had to be put off to the side for a little while because of what's been happening. But yeah, I'll explain more about it later, but for right now, let's get started with the Legend Lightning Challenges. Run with the Big Dogs by Greg Biffle. Greg Biffle notched the top 5 finish at Saturday's race in Atlanta. Let's see if he can get the win from 5th place with 4 laps to go against the Big Dogs on Sunday.
All right, we're at Atlanta Motor Speedway. You're running 5th with 4 laps to go in the Aaron's 312 last fall. Let's say the roles are reversed. It's the Winston Cup race this spring. What do you do to get your first win at Atlanta?
First win in Atlanta. Just keep it on the bottom if I can. If not, keep it at the top or the bottom. Middle's no good. Top or the bottom, keep the throttle down.
Middle's no man's land. You want to be out next to the wall or right down on the bottom of the track. Tires going away a little bit, maybe up high if they're new, down low?
Up high if they're old, new down low. If it's a pit stop and a 5-lap dash, it's on the bottom.
Now, you're running for Rookie of the Year honors in 2003, obviously, just coming off of a great Busch season, winning the championship. What are some of the other goals besides the Rookie of the Year title that you've set for yourself and your team for 2003?
Well, it'd be awesome to get that first Winston Cup win, certainly, and we got our eyes set on that. I'm hoping that later in the season we'll be competitive and get our first win.
Well, let's step back a notch or two, put him behind the competition, running 5th with 4 laps to go at Atlanta, get in the game and get him a win.
And getting him a win, we shall. We've got about a few laps to go at Atlanta. Of course, the game to make this actually absolutely possible. Just got to remember how to drive this in this game. Actually, this will be a decent practice for me. But man, the car is very... I probably overdrove that corner, but it's been a while since I actually played this game. It's been nearly a whole month now because of what's been happening. Yeah, not a good start though. We're in P7 here with about coming to 3 laps to go. We actually lost 2 spots out of that. Got to try again, next corner or whatnot, in the next straightaway, see if we can get around Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. We're all over the back of Jeff Gordon. We're going to go around him, and we failed because of lifting the racing surface. What? Okay, apparently leaving the racing surface is so weird in this game, because apparently the dark side of the quad oval section is considered out of bounds. I don't know why it's like that, but yeah, this is our second try. Much better than the first, actually. It had to take me a little bit of while to figure out how to drive this game again. But I think we're back now. Joe Nemechek's apparently the leader of this race for some reason. I don't know how he got the lead right then and there. We got our teammate of the race here, Kurt Busch, alongside. We're gonna try to go for the 2-for-1 special here, going for the lead already with 3 laps to go here at Atlanta. And we're going to take the lead. We're going to clear front row Joe off of turn 2. So we just got to hold off these guys for 2 more laps. And we're actually pulling away right then and there. Oh, I had to get out of the gas. Oh, that was not a good 3 and 4, but yeah, we scraped the wall. No big deal whatsoever. Yeah, they haven't been that much of a challenge at all. We're just going to be holding on to the bottom here for one final time. Oh, we got tight off of there. Can Jeff Gordon do anything? No, he cannot. This is an easy W for the challenge.
Too easy for you, huh? Great job, buddy.
That's the first of many that we have to take care of today in this video today. So we're going to be having some fun, that's for sure. We got Mike Bliss, who actually drives the 9 car in our career mode now, for those who don't remember anyway. He'll be ready to return next season. Up next, the New England 5 by Ward Burton. After a huge win in Daytona, Ward Burton won his second race of the season in the New England 300. Starting third, you will only have 2 laps to repeat Ward Burton's win. Let's see what what Mikey has to say about this one.
Ward, you started off 2002 with a win in the Daytona 500. But let's shift gears to New Hampshire International Speedway. You're leading that race, new configuration, tight track. What are some of the tips about getting around that track?
Wow, you know, Mike, that's a tough racetrack. You know, it looks like a little type of bull ring that we were all brought up on, but we've got long straightaways. You really got 2 apexes. You got an apex when you first enter the corner, got to put a lot of steering wheel angle in it. You got to get through with your braking so the car will turn, let the car slide up a little bit, and it's the guy that can get his nose pointed the quickest, that can feed throttle. I don't mean hammer it, but feed throttle and come off that corner straight, the one's going to run the fastest.
He would know. There's all the information you need to get Ward the victory again. Let's re-rack it. Let's start with 3 laps to go, and you're in second at New Hampshire International Speedway. Get in the game.
You're back in third.
Oh, okay, we got 2 laps to go this time by here at Loudon. But of course, we got to make sure to be able to get to Dale Jarrett and Jeff Green. That's actually 1 and 2 right then and there, believe it or not. We did not have a good, well, we're always good at coming off at 1 and 2 anyway, but that was not a line where I wanted to be at. Gonna try again, sending it down on Jeff Green. We lock up the tires a little bit. We get a little bit of contact, but that's only a 10.
All clear, buddy.
I am just not, I mean, it's been, to be fair, it's been nearly like a month since I last played this game, but man, holy smokes. I am really rusty as all heck here today. We're gonna try again here. We're gonna try to send it on Dale Jarrett here. Coming to the final corner. I don't think we need to do that. He tries to block the bottom, but no, sir. You're not doing that this time, by. We're gonna send it down one more time. We're gonna a little bit of rubbing with our old pal Dale Jarrett, and don't you worry. The rivalry is gonna come back between me and Dale Jarrett in the career mode, and that's a victory. Yeah, I like that little rivalry that I had with Dale Jarrett because it just came naturally, or whatnot. So I can't wait to see what tussles that we have with each other next season. Home Depot as a created car sponsor. That is useless for us. Next up is If Only by Ricky Craven at Darlington. Pole sitter Ricky Craven's hopes of winning the 2002 Darlington race were spoiled by an early wreck. This time, Ricky will have made it through the crash. He's going to get to the win from 5th with 5 laps to go at Darlington. Oh, yeah, I like this track in the game.
Ricky, winning the pole at Darlington has got to be one of the toughest things to accomplish in this sport. Everybody knows how narrow and tight that place is. You got to throw it all out there. What was it like?
Well, I don't know if there's such thing as a perfect lap, but I had my favorite race car, and psychologically, you need every advantage you can get at Darlington. And for that particular lap, I had it, so it was enough to win the pole.
Start out in the race running strong. Huge wreck. You don't really see a wreck that big at Darlington, usually right off turn 2, and you got caught up in it.
Got caught up in it, and it's typical of Darlington, though. If there's a wreck, it's so narrow, so hard to get through something. And to have a good car and be in a wreck like that, you say, it's got to be the equivalent of fishing and getting it almost in the boat and having it get off the hook.
Well, listen here. We're going to make a deal. 5 laps to go. You got through that wreck. You're lined up trying to win the race. Can you bring it home?
Well, that's the part that you always suffer from. You'll never, ever know. But I know that having won at Martinsville, and you know what it's like when you win, it's like the difference between thinking you can and knowing you can.
Let's get Ricky that win. Let's get in the game.
Okay, second try at this. I gotta say though, we definitely have to. I can definitely figure out some lightning challenges. Oh god, that's a 60. Okay then, we have a pretty angry Dale Jr. right behind us now. That's not entirely too great anyway, but then again, I don't know. As I was saying before, I can think of a couple lightning challenges though from our career mode playthrough, like the Darlington race that we had with Dale Jarrett, and well, the Brickyard race as well. And that time where we ran out of fuel at Bristol, and we still managed to hang on. We managed to hang on. Oh my goodness, contact there with Elliott Sound. We tried to thinking about passing on the outside line, but hey, I keep forgetting this is an early EA NASCAR game. That is almost impossible. Yeah, we'll try again. We'll try again like the next lap or so. Yeah, good times though. I'm sorry about what's been happening, but yeah, that means the F1 game, the F1 stuff's gonna be delayed a little bit too. So, yeah, it's a bit unfortunate there. But I promise you all, everything will work in the end. I hope. It always does. And hey, I'm back though. At least it just takes a little bit of time, I guess. Anyway, we gotta get around these two. We gotta get around these two guys here. I keep pressing the gas way too early, and it's making me hit the wall like that. I'm playing on a PS5 controller now, by the way, instead of a PS3, so maybe that's why it's a little bit different. It's taking a little bit longer to get out of the gas, I think. It's not like a button or anything like that. It's like a lever that's just either on or off, but it's just so far. I'm pressing it so far down because I'm trying to mash the gas. Anyway, we're going to get around Elliott Sadler here. We're going to try to go after Sterling Marlin for one final time here at Darlington. Come on, baby. Let's get him. We can get him in this corner. We're going to have to rub him a little bit. And by rub, I mean slam into him. That is a 30. It's either we're going to try on the final corner or we got no other shot left. Stop banging the wall, Nick, please. Sending it down in there. We're going to... a lot of rubbing. Surprisingly, that did not... Oh, gosh, he's ready. He's coming. Oh, Lord, he's coming. But it ain't going to be enough. Not a clean way to win one of these things, but...
Way to show everyone how it's done.
Way to show how it's done, really. As we're the only Pontiac in the top 10. That would be not surprising there. We got Bobby Wawak as a legend? Okay. Sure. Tell you what, though, he must be some sort of legend, because I don't know who he is. He must be some sort of legend. Anyway, if I just had a few more laps by Jeff Green. He was in the American Online car. I wish they swapped that back. Anyway, Jeff Green finished the 2002 Richmond race in third, but thought he could have won with a few more laps. With 4 laps to go, get around Ryan Newman and Matt Kenseth to get him the win. Let's do this.
You've always performed well at Richmond. This past fall was no exception.
Yeah, Richmond's always been good to me, Mike. Kind of brings me back to the days at Nashville. The track's kind of similarly shaped, and always had a great race car there too, so that really helps. But for the most part, it's a short track, and I think all of us enjoy those short tracks because we grew up on them back in Kentucky and Tennessee and places like that. So it tends to I enjoy going there, and that tends to make me run good.
You concentrate on running around the bottom or high, or what's your thinking as you enter a race there?
That racetrack really offers a lot of grooves, especially after the sealer wears off. We run on the bottom for a while. The new tires, the tires wear out, you tend to move up. We run 3 lanes up at times there, so just move around. Try to find a groove where your car works.
Jeff finished third at Richmond last fall. He told you need to move around, find a groove that works. Get him the win late in the going at Richmond. Get in the game.
All right, we have a long distance actually left to go, but Richmond's one of our better tracks in the game, so we could get up there with no problem whatsoever, I believe. Oh, I gotta let it wait a little bit longer before mashing the gas there. But oh yeah, we're gaining a lot of time already. Coming to it like 3 laps ago. We have a little bit of a lockup there, unfortunately. Come on, turn. There you go. Let's see what's that time by? Just sub 2 seconds. We would need to gain about nearly a second a lap. Oh, good corner that time. I think we can get Newman next time by. I think. Oh, another front double lockup right then and there. All right, this time by 2 laps to go. Can we get them? Oh, we only gained about a half a second right then and there. Oh, we're getting super close to the yellow line there. Very close. Definitely don't want to go through there. So we got to go send him at this lap. We got to get him out of the way. Shift down to third, and we might be out of reach for Kenseth now. Got 1 lap to go now. Yeah, we're about a second. We would need to make up a half a second on this turn alone. All right, we might have it. Oh, he got loose there for a second. We're gonna send it right down in here. He just lost so much time, and we're gonna send him in there with a tiny little bit of contact. I mean, that's all fair and love and war right then and there, and we win the race.
That's the way to win these things. Way to go.
I didn't think I was going to win that challenge on the first try, to believe it or not. I really didn't think I was going to win that. And we got David Green. Why couldn't I drive this car in the career mode? Why couldn't I get one of these sponsors? Because usually in the like Thunder 03, you can actually get those sponsors, but not in Thunder 04. You can't, which is kind of sad. I love the Timberwolf car. This one is Smokescreen by Jeremy Mayfield at Daytona. Jeremy Mayfield survived a 14-car wreck triggered by Dale Jarrett and Jeff Byrne during the 2002 Pepsi 400. Like Jeremy, get through the wreck with no damage to complete the challenge.
When we get ready to race at Daytona, everybody talks about missing the big one. You were fortunate enough to drive through one this past July.
Yeah, we were, and that's what you always hope for at the restrictor plate races is when the big one happens, just hopefully you make it through it and don't get hit and come home safe.
Did you see it develop, or were you kind of up the middle of it before you even knew what was going on?
Well, you kind of see it develop, then you find yourself in the middle of it before you know it. So it's kind of a little bit of both there, but we were fortunate enough to get through that one and make it through.
Jeremy got through the big wreck and survived for a 13th place finish. Can you get him through the wreck? Let's get in the game.
All right, this challenge will definitely be hard, I think. Oh man, we're already got the inside blocked already. Let's see, there will it happen? There it goes. That was it? Really? Usually this gets like 7, 8, 10 tries. Are you kidding me? That was it. Now he's got to go through the whole lap without hitting anything. I thought we hit Terry Labonte. I thought we did. But, no, you know what? No, we're not going to pass Mike Skinner. We're not going to pass Mike Skinner. I don't want to risk tapping and having anyone tap on me on the inside. You know what I mean? So we're just going to stay here, be a good boy in the 19 Dodge, and just easily clear the challenge. I said clear the challenge.
Oh, yeah. We got this one beat. Nice work. That's another challenge.
Usually that one takes forever, man. It usually does. I guess I just got lucky on the first try. Ooh, got some nice looking flames there. Really interesting there for one of the liveries that we don't have. Next up is who needs tires. Jimmy Johnson stayed out during the final caution of the Dover race and went on to win on worn tires. The lead lap cars have pitted, so you'll need to hold off Bill Elliott with worn tires to get the win. Oh, fun.
Dover's a great track. You've performed really well there. Added twist last year, though. You were on old tires with 22 laps to go and had the whole field behind you on new ones. What was your thinking?
I was thinking I needed to run like crazy. I had Bill Elliott chasing me from behind, and for how aggressive you have to drive that track on old tires, I had my hands full. You know, loose in, fighting the car through the center of the turn, and then running out of racetrack coming up off onto the straightaways. You hold your breath through each corner and hope that you have a thing pointed straight at the end.
Did Bill dictate where you were running on the track? Did you run low or high because of him, or did you decide to run your own line and hope he couldn't get you?
Well, he was coming on newer tires, so I definitely had to do some mirror driving to make sure that I put my car where he wanted his car to be to put him in an aero disadvantage. So luckily things worked out for me.
You heard Jimmy. He put Bill in an aero disadvantage, took his line away from him. You've got 3 laps to go. You're on worn tires. Can you win this challenge? Get in the game.
Okay, attempt number 4. This thing is really hard to drive, by the way. Like, this is almost impossible for me to drive then again on the PS5 controller. But, hey, this is good warm-up for the Rockingham challenge that we'll have to face later on. I can't wait for that one, because that's going to... I saved that one for last, the Johnny Benson one. Yeah, I saved that one for last, because I already know that one's going to be, like, the hardest one. But, I mean, the bonus challenges aren't that bad at all. They should be honestly pretty easy, especially the Daytona one, where you have to come 1 and 2 with Michael Waltrip. Easily the best strategy for that lightning challenge is you want to stay behind Mikey and just push him all the way up, like I do with Bobby Labonte at earlier in the previous season. Like we would just kind of like just pulled away from the whole field together. Gotta hold on to this bottom right then and there, man. It's so hard to defend with this thing.
Number 9 is inside.
Oh, we gave him the bottom a little bit. And we did it. We win the challenge. Oh my gosh. 4 tries this had to take.
We got this challenge
That
beat. Way to show everyone how it's done.
way to show everyone how it's done. Takes forever to beat. And we get Brian Vickers' GMAC car, which, believe it or not, that's supposed to be Ricky Hendrick in that car. But then disaster struck. All right, this one is Terry Labonte. I'm staying out. Terry's Labonte decision to finish the 2002 Sonoma race on worn tires scored him a third-place finish. It's the final lap. You're on worn tires. You'll need it to be at least third to finish.
Terry, you've always performed well at the road races. Where does that come from? Do you know?
No, not really. Sometimes you can go to them and you can run good. Sometimes you can go there and do the same things and not run good. But for the most part, we have done pretty well on them.
Last June at Sears Point, you came home with a third-place finish. Had some old tires at the end of the race. What kind of a concern is it when the guys are lined up behind you on better tires than you?
Well, Sears Point's a pretty tough place for me on new tires, and so, you know, I kind of knew I was a sitting duck there on the old tires, and we were able to hang in there pretty good, and we wound up finishing third.
Well, this is your challenge. There's 3 laps to go. Your tires are older than everybody else's. See if you can hang in there like the Iceman did and get you a top 5 finish. Get in the game.
Top 3 on a road course? Not in my book, we're not. But speaking of the road courses, though, I am a little disappointed about last season's efforts. Definitely, we wrecked a couple times on both here and Watkins Glen. So really, my expectations is to sweep both of them, especially with this coming season anyway. So yeah, definitely want to sweep both of them. I'm having a hard time with this controller, by the way. Whoa, hold on now. I might have to rebind like some of the buttons on this thing because I'm using the PS5 controller. And I have to press all the way down just to make the car stop, which is kind of annoying compared to the PS3 controller that I used to play this game on. Go through DS's one last time. That's why my lap times are a little bit slower anyway. Plus I'm using worn tires as well, so that doesn't help either. All right, can we stop at turn 11 this time? That'd be great.
The 20 car wants to get by you. On your right.
Oh goodness me, Stewart out of nowhere. Not gonna let that happen. We're gonna go. We're gonna actually have a side-by-side drag race battle. We have a little contact and we win. Dang, what is going on with this thing? It's so different from the PS3 controller. Oh well. We got Tina Gordon, whoever that is. All right, back to Dover we go. Arrow push. Mark Martin challenged for the lead with 5 laps to go, but due to poor handling, he could not make the pass. The problem is fixed, and you have a chance to get the win as you approach lap traffic. Oh boy, that'll be fun.
Mark, 2002 was a great year for you and the Pfizer team. You raced for a championship, the win at Charlotte and $1 million. You almost won at Dover. Caught Jimmy Johnson late in the go, and take us through the thinking as you're closing in on possibly another Winston Cup win.
Well, we had a lot of problems getting started on new tires, and you know, all day the fast cars would get away from us. So as that, we had just enough laps, and I knew when that restart happened that it was going to be close, and we dropped back a straightaway back, and then our car started coming and coming on, and I knew I was going to catch him, but I knew that it was going to be hard. You know how it is when you run somebody down and it's less than 10 laps to go. It's pretty difficult to get by, and I made a couple of runs at him in traffic, but the cars were pretty close to the same speed, and it was just it was exciting, and it was a great run for us.
Well, what's your thinking at a place like Dover where you have so many grooves and traffic's a factor? You're equal or maybe a little bit better than the guy leading. What are you trying to figure out in your mind in order to attack him and get the win?
Well, you know, Michael, I like to run the bottom, you know, and you like to run the top. And that works good for me because when we're racing, you know, the bottom lane is usually open for me. But Jimmy saw me coming, and he moved down to the bottom of the racetrack. And a lot of times that's what I'm thinking, you know. I have to figure out a way to get by. And usually, unless I've really got a guy beat pretty good, I've got to figure out how to get under him. And Jimmy did everything right. He saw me coming. They figured out. He moved down. He was running up in the middle of the track, and he moved down to the bottom, and I didn't have the middle figured out good enough to get the job done.
Well, let's line it up again. This time, you know what Mark's thinking. He needs the bottom. Let's see if we can get the win at Dover for Mark Martin. Get in the game.
Okay, looks like Johnson's in front of us with like 5 laps to go or whatnot. Hopefully I can figure out how to drive Dover again. That'd be nice. We get fresher tires now. at least. That's good news there. Gotta get around Kyle Petty, though. Oh, my God. Why are we doing this? No wonder why you retired in the first season. You were just always being annoying. Now get out of the way. There we go. We can actually make the pass on Johnson right here as we send it down inside. We give him a little bit of a shove. Not really a little bit of a shove. More like a smack in the mouth, really. I don't know why we gave him a smack in the mouth, but we're going to give a little, screw off to Rusty Wallace down our inside right then and there. We're going to say so long, goodbye. And coming off the final corner, this was a very, very one-try challenge.
Wow, nice job. That's the way to do it. Great job, buddy.
Yep, great job indeed, and great job Mike Skinner for getting a measly top 10. That doesn't matter in this playthrough. We got a safari paint scheme. Actually, that doesn't look so bad either. Really nice. Moving on to the next one. Nothing to show for it by Joe Nemechek. Joe Nemechek dominated the 2002 Ford 400, but a slow pit stop caused him to lose valuable spots, and he wound up finishing second. Here's another chance to win, starting ninth with 6 laps to go. Why does this always happen to my favorite drivers?
Joe Homestead last fall, you had the car to win the race. Led a bunch of it, but a late caution and some guys that used some different strategy got ahead of you. All of a sudden, you're 8th or 9th on the restart. All those cars to pick off in a very few amount of laps. What was your thinking?
I was kind of stuck. You get when you start 8th on the outside row, you're 16th, and it's just hard to pass those cars, especially when there's very few laps left, and you end up burning your tires up, and that's pretty much what happened.
Well, what about passing cars at Homestead? It's a flat racetrack. I know it's hard to do. Do you try to get them in the corner or on the straightaway, or what is your MO when you're racing at Homestead?
Man, you have to get them as quick as you can get them, anywhere you can get them. If you have to outbrake them getting in the corner, run on the apron, run through the grass, whatever you got to do, you have to do to get by them quick.
Well, you heard it. Let's line it up. 5 to go. Joe's trying to cut through traffic and catch Kurt Busch to win this race. You can run on the apron, you heard him say that, or you can go high. Let's get in the game and get it done.
We can still win this.
6 laps we have to do this in. Well, definitely don't want to bore you all once I get up there anyway. We're already up to 8th, already up to 7th, 5th. Already ready to make a pass on our teammate Jeff Gordon down here. This car is really good to drive this so far. I like the way the car feels. So we're going to have to bully our way through. Excuse me, my name's Jeff. And see, oh, hi, Mark. Bye, Mark. Oh, this was the flat Homestead, too. Because in 2003 they reconfigured the track to have progressive banking. And okay, we're gonna eat the light blue wall. Delicious. I love the taste of. Well, it's not safe for Mary yet. I just love the taste of concrete. Delicious. Anyway, gonna go around the outside, believe it or not, of the mayor. And yeah, I forgot to mention too, Kurt Busch has officially retired as well. So yeah, that concussion really hindered him a lot. It wasn't even that hard of a hit at Pocono either, which is really sad. I just wish it didn't happen to him, man. I'm really upset. But anyway, we're racing against him right now, and I hope he gets a win at some point. He had an awful season last time, by the way. He had a really awful season. He had only 1 top 5, and that was at Homestead. He had a really bad season. And now we drive off to the sunset. Alright, coming off the final corner, I wasn't as far of a distance as I hoped it would be, but we got the dub no less. Thank you, come again.
You conquered this one, buddy. Woo! That's the real deal right there.
Alright, we got Jeff Burton's Oreo mobile. That's pretty interesting there. Alright, this time one more chance by Steve Park. Steve Park picked up 27 positions by the end of the 2002 Richmond race, but thinks he could win it if he was given another shot. Starting 8th with 5 to go, takes Steve's cornering advice to get the win.
Steve, Richmond, Saturday night under the lights, that's a fun race for the competitors, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, all of us kind of grew up racing under the lights on Saturday night, so we'd love to go to Richmond and repeat that.
When we went there last summer, you led that race quite a bit and had a real strong run in your Pennzoil Pontiac. Except it's a Chevy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I drove the Pennzoil Pontiac. Did you know that?
I sure did. Actually, I used to watch on TV quite a bit.
When you were a kid?
When I was a kid.
You led the race and wound up finishing in the top 10. Tell us about your night.
It was actually a great night. I mean, we worked hard to get the Pennzoil Chevrolet to be a car that would turn good and get a lot of bite up off the corner, and that's a main trick with Richmond is getting a car to turn good, and then when you do that, getting a forward bite, you need to get up off the corner. So if we can do that, we can go back and win that race again. So I recommend anybody that races Richmond, make sure you have a lot of bite up off the corner.
There you have it. Steve got behind a little bit late, got 4 tires, and was trying to cut his way through the field. He had a lot of cars to pass. See how far you can get up through the field. Get in the game.
We can still win this thing.
Okay, we're a bit far behind, but I think it's the same race that where Jeff Green was up there. Oh my gosh, that is not the way to do the cornering advice, by the way. By slamming Dale Jr. out of the way like that, that is that's a no-no. Alright, we gotta do a little bit better at these cornering at this track, because we've had a hard time with Jeff Green when we had the challenge earlier. But we got about 4 laps to go now. Just gotta get to that front really soon. I think we can get there really soon anyway. Just gotta feather the throttle a little bit, just get back down there. Alright, 3 laps to go coming this time by. Can we get around Steve Park? Can we get around Jeff Green? Can we get around Jeff Green in the 1? I always keep thinking it's Steve Park in the 1. I don't know why. Even to this day, I still do. We're gonna go for the 2-for-1 special down on the inside. And clean move. That was all clean, no contact made. Now let's go after Matt Kenseth here. We can actually send it on this final corner. We can send it on the first corner here on this lap. We can actually get around it with no problem whatsoever. Sending it down, and we're clear.
17 cars, all over
as long as we get able to close the door right then and there, and we should be smooth sailing for the rest of the race. All right, I'm having a much easier time handling with the controller, with this PS5 controller now. I'm starting to understand how it works.
Oh, yeah. We got this one beat.
Beautiful scenes here with the W right then and there. Beautiful scenes. Easy dub, first try. I figured out how to play with the controller now. Yay! Yeah, now there's somebody. I mean, finally we got a 55 car in this game. We got Tiny Lund with an unsponsored car. Well, of course, he was a real legend back in the day with a few wins here and there, but of course he won a Daytona 500, so we'll give him some slack there. Hot for a win at Phoenix with Rusty Wallace. He nearly kept his winning streak alive in the 2002 Phoenix race, but he came up just a bit short, finishing the second to Matt Kenseth, moving from third to first with 4 laps to go to keep it alive. Well, it's Phoenix, so this one should be easy.
Rusty, anytime you go to Phoenix, you seem to be the favorite. You always run well there.
Well, I appreciate that. It does always run good there. I finished second the last time I was there. I think the key to that racetrack is getting in turn 1, and when you get in turn 1, you got to stay way out against that wall, then get that left front wheel right down on that white line and keep it down there as long as you possibly can. And then there's a lot of cars, when you get down to 3 and 4, they really get high in the racetrack, but you don't want to do that. You want to keep it down low, and Phoenix has been a good track for me.
You had a couple more laps. You think you could have caught Kenseth?
I don't think I could have caught him if I had a couple more laps. I think I'd need another pit stop and maybe one more adjustment to get right. So maybe a shock adjustment, a spring adjustment, and put me right there.
You heard it. Rusty needed to work on his car a little bit. Here's your challenge. You're running second with just 3 or 4 laps to go. Can you get Rusty Wallace the win?
We're almost to the finish.
Yeah, I forgot there was like a little bit of a rivalry with him and Jeff Gordon around this time. That's a minus 60. All right, so we might have to do a little bit of share drafting to get around him. Oh my goodness. Oh my days. Thank goodness there's a little bit of a grip right then and there. We're about a full second away, but usually turn 3 and 4 is our sweet spot around this track, because we can just dive it in there with nobody's business. Look how much time we gained. Oh my goodness. We just got to do that. He's got to share draft Jeff for like 1 time here. We should be okay. I want to make the move now, but obviously it's just not a good time. Let's see, are you 58 because the leaderboard's in the way? No, you're not. Why are you not? All right, let's try again. It should be 58. All right, now we can make the move. 2-for-1 special. Nearly failing to challenge because we go underneath the apron right then and there. So now he won't body slam us. Yay! And now we drive off into the distance as Matt Kenseth decides to figure out what does that concrete wall taste like. Because I know we've tasted it a couple times ourselves. It's pretty good. It's pretty good taste. Love this taste of concrete in the evening. And coming off the final corner once again, easy challenge, easy dub.
I give you an A+ on that one, buddy. Nice run.
Obviously, I don't want to show the rest of the challenge if there's really going to be nothing happening at that point, so that's why you see me cut to the end sometimes. Yeah, we got Michael Walters' Aaron's car. Really nice. Really nice indeed. All right, the next one is Dwayne Johnson by Mike Skinner. Mike Skinner had a strong car all day in the 2002 Rockingham race, but just fell a bit short of a top 5 finish. We're going to give you 5 more laps to see if we can earn him a trip to victory lane. Excuse me? Why'd you tell you victory lane if you want a top 5 finish? Okay, game.
Mike, we went to Rockingham last fall. Your team qualified well, raced great all day long. What are some of the challenges you're faced with when you go to Rockingham?
Tell you, Michael, Rockingham's tough. You love the tires for about 3 laps, and then you hate them for the rest of the run. And how you treat them the first 5 or 6 laps is very instrumental to how they're going to treat you late in the run. Rockingham's never really been a great racetrack for us. We had a pretty good run there last year and had a good run going this year there. So I was just trying to take care of the tires, and hopefully they'll take care of me later on.
Now, in the middle part of the race there in last fall, it looked like you had a car that could win that race.
Yeah, we had a really good car. The Kodak Max car was running good. It was the Max car, and then now it's the Kodak Racing car. So,
perfect touch.
Yeah, perfect touch and racing, and it does a lot of things. But our car was really good. It takes a whole effort, as you know, being a 2-time Daytona 500 winner.
Thanks.
Everything has to fall into place.
Thanks for throwing that in there.
Yes, I'm a little upset about one of those, but the other one you really deserved.
Well, listen, Mike was racing hard at Rockingham. Late in the race, he's fighting to get in the top 5. Can you get in the game and get him a top 5 finish?
Well, you heard Mikey say get a top 5 finish, but apparently according to the game, he needs to win now. But you heard Mikey. I guess the challenge was originally supposed to be like, hey, get into the top 5, and that's about it. But now the game developers decide, okay, let's just change it to a win, but without even, I guess, like last second or whatnot, just to get Mike Skinner, make him feel better about himself or something. I don't really know. He did win a race before, but like an exhibition race. I think it was like Suzuka or something. I don't think it was the Motegi race. That's another thing. I wish I could go back to Motegi, like just once. Bring NASCAR back, some joy back in the world or whatnot, not just here in the United States. But anyway, we have a long way to go in order to catch the rest of the pack. Johnny Benson's leading this pack, but that's foreshadowing anyway, for us anyway. We have to do that challenge next. No, I don't wanna, Mr. Stark. I don't want to do it. Usually that one's very, very hard. I have an idea though to get around that. Even though I can't use my my clutching strategy when I shift down to third and just hold it. I think I have an idea how I can do that though. I'm just gonna have to lift very early and just block the inside line the rest of the way through. And when I run out of gas anyway, I will just whatchamacallit, I'll just coast the rest of the way. 2 laps to go. We're gonna send it down on the inside. Easy pass there. What is Jeff Gordon to Mike Skinner? It's a -50. Was there some beef between the two of them at the time? I don't remember. Anyway, we're gonna go down to 3 and 4. We're gonna try to beat Jeff Gordon to the line on this lap instead of the other time, but we're actually already on the back of him. But I immediately go down to the inside. Oh, he's walking all the way down there. Come on now. I lifted so early, but now we're side by side. Car does not want to move on the outside. I think we just lost the challenge now because of what just happened there. Sending it very late there. We give him a little bit of a nudge. Use the AI to, coming down on us to give us a bit of a boost in the corner. Cheap? Maybe. You can call me either Dale Sr. or Ross Chastain with that move. Well, just to speed things along, first try. Unfortunately, we had to do a little bit of cheap tactics there to get the W. Now we got the other 3 car, Junior Johnson. Now is where I cry, because it's about time, literally as what the name implies. We're at Rockingham, low fuel and worn tires. Johnny Benson edged out his old teammate for his first win in 226 starts. Conserved tires and fuel in order to have enough to hold off Mark Martin for the win. I want to cry.
Well, Johnny, at Rockingham, the tires were worn, the gas was low, you had Mark Martin right on your bumper. Take us through those last few laps.
I tell you what, the last few laps were pretty interesting, obviously. I mean, we had a pretty good race car. We were able to get up to the front, keep looking in the mirror, see Mark Martin there, and I thought, okay, things will be okay. you know, and then I keep looking, okay, Mark's getting a little closer. And then, you know, like I say, he was just right there waiting for me to make a mistake. I don't think he was quite quick enough to beat us, but if I'd have made a mistake, he'd have been right there. And wasn't sure if I was going to win that race until I got to that line.
Did you ever think for a second that you were that close to your first Winston Cup win, and you had all these issues, Martin, fuel, tires? Did any of that go through your head, or were you just concentrating on your job?
Well, just concentrating on a job. You know, maybe about 20 laps earlier, I was worried about the fuel and stuff like that. But then once Mark got there, fuel deal's out. Either I'm going to make it or I'm not going to. And we knew it was going to be close, but we were able to obviously get to the end and pull it off. But outside that, man, I was just worried about the road in front of me. I wasn't really watching behind me too much. And, you know, just because I knew it was Mark, I thought, okay, everything will be okay. I'll just run my line, do what I got to do. If he gets there, he gets there. And if he doesn't, that's just good for us.
Well, there's 5 laps to go. Johnny's chasing that elusive first NASCAR Winston Cup victory. Let's get in the game and get him the victory.
This challenge. All I really have to say about this challenge is it's really, really hard. I always had this challenge, like, struggled a lot as a kid. There's just barely any way to actually like beat this without like being super duper conservative, but yet the AI are allowed to go underneath the apron, but you can. We're gonna try to cross over and move one more time. You're gonna block me still.
Got one outside.
We almost failed the challenge. A little bit of a tap there.
The 6 car is still
now
there.
The AI is gonna run away. Well, okay.
All clear, buddy.
You can tell the AI have like fresher tires than you do from that. Okay, come on, car. You can do this. Maybe a little bit of drafting help. Lift, coast,
Number 6,
send.
Be careful.
Probably get a minus. Oh, well.
The 6 car is still there. Make it easy.
That was not the way to go.
Coming high.
I wouldn't be surprised if I failed the challenge, which I somehow did not.
Number 97 is down low.
So we got 2 more laps to go with a really angry Martin.
Clear all around.
Lit off the gas. Car lost control almost.
Number 6 bumped you.
So that's a really angry Martin there. Wouldn't be surprised if I got destroyed.
Got one outside.
Okay, why did it not steer all of a sudden?
The 6 car down low.
Right.
The 97 car is outside.
This is the final lap. 1 to go. The white flag is out. The track is a sellout.
Alright, so we're definitely going to have to block the bottom, come to the final corner, for sure. Uh-oh. I'm gonna run out of fuel, right? Yep, I'm out of fuel now. I gotta block both lanes. There we go. Oh, finally. Finally. We just had enough fuel to make it to the end, man. Finally. Yep, we got the bonus challenges now, but of course we're not done yet, because now we got Joe Moore as a fantasy driver. Yeah. Well, like we said, there are 3 challenges left. We're going to start with Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 1-2 finish challenge. And of course, you got to get Dale Earnhardt Jr. got out of line to pass Michael Waltrip and was hung out to dry, a decision he regretted. This time, do whatever it takes to get DEI a 1-2 finish. Any order will win the challenge.
Dale Jr. Daytona is a special place. We've raced so well here together. Last July, we were 1-2 late in the going. What was your mindset as we entered those last 4 or 5 laps?
Man, it was really crazy. I had one side of me wanting to run second and help you win, and the other side of me was wanting to go for the win myself. It was a tough decision.
You pulled out. You shot to the outside as we entered turn 1. What did you think when you looked in the mirror and nobody was behind you anymore?
It wasn't a good sight. I thought for sure somebody would help me, but nobody did, so I went to the back. But I should have probably stayed in second. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. Maybe I should have stayed in second. Maybe I should have went for the win. But I went for the win, and it didn't work out.
But you know now that you did go for the win, and it wasn't anything you left on the table. It makes me feel good that I won knowing you.
You earned it.
That's right. Here's your challenge. Dale Jr.'s running second to me late in the going. Can you pull off a 1-2 finish for DEI? Do whatever it takes and get in the game.
Well, this challenge will certainly be an easy W, because remember how we always did this back in our earlier in the playthrough, where we just basically share draft with the leader and just pulled away from the entire field. That's really all you got to do here. Really, it's really simple. you really don't want to pass Mikey here. You gotta just basically work with him. Like, yeah, his AI is very good at super speedways, but basically the better chance is just for you to just share draft behind him the rest of the way. That's really about it, though. Like, that's all you really need to do. It's really simple, really easy. If you share draft with him and he runs the bottom, GG. You won this challenge easily. My strategy is to don't pass him, though. Just stay with him, just share draft with him. He'll go with you. I mean, he's really competent in super speedway AI, so we're good. This challenge is really easy. Yeah, like I said, very easy. No need to worry about it. Really easy. W.
You conquered this one, buddy. Way to go.
Yep, way to go indeed. Very, very easy that was. And we got Benny Parsons as a legendary skin. Now this one I can actually agree a little bit more. Okay, next one, 4 New Eagles by Dale Jarrett. Even with 4 fresh tires, Dale Jarrett lost the battle for the win with Matt Kenseth in a 2002 Michigan race. Can you fight through the pack from 10th to get from Jarrett to win with 5 laps to go?
Dale, when we race at Michigan, everybody talks about all the room, the grooves there are to battle there. Do you enjoy going to Michigan?
It's probably my favorite racetrack, Michael. Just a lot of reasons because of that room, and you have to adjust as a driver because you might start out running on the bottom and end up running on the top and then come back to the bottom before the race is over.
A late caution, a red flag late in the going. You got tires, restart 9th. Did you think you were going to get all the way to the win, or did you know what was laying up there ahead of you, Matt Kenseth?
I knew it was going to be tough because of that number of cars in front of me, and we had so little time to get there. But I knew my 4 tires were going to let me go to places that other guys weren't going to be able to that didn't have any or might have had 2. So I knew I had a shot at it. I just needed about 1 more corner.
That's right, and you know what? You talked about all that room with those fresh tires. You could go all over the place and get where you needed to be. You're going to restart 9th with 5 to go. Can you get Jarrett to the front?
Okay, this challenge is a little bit harder than I thought, actually, because this is my 4th attempt now at doing this. We're going to try to go send it down and be inside Rusty Wallace here. Alright, we're good there. Next up is Michael Waltrip, and we got stuck together. Alright, that's okay. That's okay, we'll get the response back. We got plenty of time. We just got to stay in that pack, because the AI are really tough on this one. I think they got sent to Legend or something on this one. That's why it's hard to get back up there. And the way down we go, all the way down. We give a little bit of a love tap to Michael Waltrip. We got a little bit of Ford power alongside. 3 wide. Oh, this is tough, tight. I can't trust myself in Michigan half the time, though, because watch, the car's going to slide right up, and we have to use Jimmy Johnson as a corner. We'll be fine. Kent's going to continue to block us, but that's going to be a not-so-good idea from him, because we're going to give him a nudge. And we're up to P4 now, because we're past like 2 to 3 cars right in there. We're still in the draft of Martin, Ricky Rudd, and Kurt Busch is leading the race. All right, come on, we have 3 laps. We have 3 cars to pass in 3 laps. We can do this.
All clear, buddy.
Yeah, turn 1 and 2 has always been my problem at Michigan in this game. Oh gosh, that was just poor driving. Gonna stay on the back of Ricky Rudd here and try to set it in 3. We have the slipstream. We're gonna dive down the inside. Awesome pass. Now we got 2 laps to go. We just gotta get around Kurt Busch. I think we can do it all for 1, but I might save that pass for the next corner. But we're getting so much of a run on the straightaway that we have no choice but to go for it. Trying to fight for that lead. Hold on to it, and we are clear for now. Let's see how we do in 3 and 4. We're gonna be side by side, aren't we? Side draft him a little bit.
The 97 car is right behind you.
Too much of a side draft, really. Oh, they're so quick. What the heck?
Number 97, come on.
We're gonna try to clear him here, and we're good to go. Coming to the white flag.
All clear, buddy.
Why am I even playing as my rival anyway? I should not even be waiting for him as my rival. I should not even be doing that. And that's this one challenge completed. I can't believe it was that easy for me to defend him off, though.
Too easy for you, huh? Way to show everyone.
I wouldn't say too easy. This one took me a few tries. I wouldn't say too easy. All right, we got Kevin Harvick's payday car, which, we can't use, so we're leaving off. All right, the last one. Lapper by Matt Kenseth. At one point, Matt Kenseth was 2 laps down, but he still pushed hard to win his 4th race in 2002 at Richmond. Stayed on the lead lap before the caution drops and finished 25th with 3 laps to win the challenge. Okay, then, sure.
Matt, Richmond last fall was a wild night for you.
Yeah, it was exciting for us. We had 2 blown tires and, still came back to win.
What happens? What's your mentality? Does your game plan change any once you go a lap down or 2? Or are you on the gas wide open every lap, so no matter what you are?
Well, for me, I get really frustrated, but yeah, you try hard and you probably tend to overdrive your car more and, try to get your laps back. But it definitely frustrates you when it happens.
What about your car that day? Were you fighting any problems with it? Why did it keep blowing tires?
That's a good question, something we really never figured out. I think we were just too low on air pressure in the right front, so we put air pressure in the right front and tried to be careful with them when they were new. And other than that, our car handled perfect all night.
How often do you get a dominant car like that? That car was right.
Not very often, and when you get them, you definitely hate to lose when you have them. So when you have them, you definitely want to take advantage of it and win with them. So it don't happen very often like that, especially at short tracks for me. So that car really ran good all night.
Well, listen, Matt's a couple laps down. He's on the inside. You need to get your lap back and stay ahead of the leader for 3 or 4 laps till the caution comes out. Let's see if you can get in the game and do what Matt did.
Okay, time for the final lightning challenge of the game.
The 12 car is outside. Number 12 is about to put your lap down.
He's got to stay ahead of Ryan Newman and Jimmy Johnson here for the next few laps in order for the caution to come out. Once the caution comes out, then we'll be good to go.
Clear all around. Be careful.
So caution does come out. And we just got to stay in front of him before the end of this lap, which we will. Very good scenes. Now we could take tires actually for this caution period, but we won't. So we gotta get up to 25th, if I remember correctly. I think we got shifted to 4th gear for some reason. So got 4 people to pass within 2 laps. I think we can do this. So 1, 2. And Joe Nemechek is annoyed with us, but we are in the correct position. Just gotta send the belt off in there to see how far we can actually get up. There's Bill Elliott, who's probably gonna also be at 60. This car does not want to turn. Why do you not want to turn? What is going on with my controller? It's like it's not turning all the way on my joystick. It did that time. Like, what the hell? Alright, there we go.
The 11 car up high.
Sending it in there, and we're good to go. The challenge is now complete. All the lightning challenges are done.
I give you an A+ on that one, buddy. Nice work. That's another challenge completed.
And lastly, we got Bobby Allison as a legend. Now that's a real legend license plate. But I'll do it. All the lightning challenges are done. No matter which one difficulty you have, they're all done. With that being said, though, I'm going to end the episode off here. The next episode will be the Bud Shootout once again. I got to figure out what we're going to do for storyline because, well, my life was in shambles for the last 3 weeks, but thankfully we're getting everything back. Hopefully by Daytona 500 or so, we'll get the actual computer back, and we'll start doing like actual visualization changes or whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that I had to go away for a few weeks, but I never left. I'm here still. Don't you worry. We're gonna get ready to go next episode for the Bud Shootout. Gotta think of a storyline though, so I'll have to figure that part out. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one at the Bud Shootout as we start Season 4 of the Career Mode. See you guys then.